Oh, let's read. What does it say on the back?
Smells good.
Does it smell good? Oh, don't inhale. You just smell your face in it and smelled it.
It smells good.
Good morning. Still hot as heck here. We're dying. We need a pond, but we're dying. And the goats seem to be doing fine. We got them some pellets. Brought the pellets up here, and so they're all in. And Ethan's gonna start milking Luna. I've got to go around and do all of the waters. One of our ducks, we've had this before, but we don't know what to do about it. Their legs kind of stop working, and they can't move their legs. So usually this duck would run from me, but it can't move. So yeah, it's kind of just staying here. We're gonna, once our mom wakes up, yes, she's still in bed, but when she wakes up, we're gonna have her look at it. Last time this happened with our other ducks, and we gave them something. I'm not really sure what it was, but then they got fixed, and their legs started working. They were fine, but we don't know about this duck.
All right, we're gonna get irrigation in 1 hour, so of course we get our first rain in months. So plants getting a nice drink of water an hour before they get flooded with irrigation. Always happens. We need rain between irrigations when we're really dry. Whoa, did you see that? First rain of the monsoon season.
Well, those rains last night, combined with our irrigation, really watered our place. So it's really nice now. It doesn't usually rain much here except during the monsoon season and then in the winter. So when we get rain like that, we celebrate. It's really humid though now because of it, but that's okay. Let's go check on the garden, see how the garden liked all that rain. Looking good. More green beans are popping up, though I wish more would pop up. Not really happy with that germination rate over there. Peppers are doing good. The sweet potatoes are doing good. All of them are doing really good. And I finally, you guys, last night in a frenzy and irritation, I finally covered these tomatoes like months late. I should have done it months ago. It's like every tomato that we've ever picked has had a little hole in it from birds. But it's finally all covered. So anything thus far, anything going forward now will be hole free. So at least we can enjoy the rest of that. Chickens are loving all this moisture because all the bugs come out. The water's already all soaked in. This grass is so thick and lush now. The lambs are back out eating on it. Loving it. Okay, so there we go. I have a really fun thing though that I'm gonna try this morning. I was trying to do it when the irrigation was still filled up in the yard, but when there was more like a stagnant water, but that's okay. I'll show you it now. Okay, so this is the coolest thing ever. Somebody sent me, and I guess this is kind of a review, but really when she told me about it, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'll pay for it, just give it to me. So anyway, this is really cool. This is really cool. This is what people do when they're really innovative and genius. So this stuff is called brown bread moxie. It's not a bread. It's to kill the mosquitoes on your property. So basically what you do is you fill these buckets, from what I understand, you fill these buckets with this stuff. This is an organic mosquito control, and this is supposed to have a bacteria in it that attracts the mosquitoes, and the mosquitoes go and lay their eggs in it, and then they can't hatch. That is so brilliant, because the problem with mosquito control is just people will just spray pesticides basically all over their yard. And it's just really harmful if you're trying to grow food. You don't want to be eating those pesticides. So or if you have animals or anything. Okay, so this is so brilliant. Like, I thought this was such a great idea, so we're gonna see if it works. So apparently what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to fill the buckets and I'm gonna place them all over the yard. So the first thing I was worried about when the lady told me about this, sorry, I can't remember her name, I'll go look it up. But when the owner told me about this, I first thought that I'd be sprinkling this in my yard. And there's a couple reasons why I was worried about that. A, the animals. I didn't want the animals to be eating some kind of bacteria, and then also I didn't want to be introducing a bacteria to my property, like in the soil. I was a little nervous about that and how it would affect different things. So you use the buckets instead. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fill them up. We're gonna set them out right now because this is the rainy, very, very humid season that we have here in Arizona, and there's just gonna be so many mosquitoes, and that's one of the things that drives us crazy. And Lydia in particular gets bit more than any of us and struggles every time she goes out to milk because, you know, mosquitoes. Add a scoop, so add 1 scoop of granules to each bucket. Fill buckets half full with water and then place them around the yard.
Okay.
That's it. She says place buckets as far away from each other, but no more than 300 feet from the next closest bucket. So it depends on our property here.
Okay.
So how many feet?
Yeah, 300 feet is like all the way across.
Oh, it is all the way across? So we only need basically 4 or 5. So 1 in each corner of the yard, and then 1 maybe right in the middle, back there by the mangoes and stuff. Oh, are there only 4 buckets? Okay, we'll just do that then. Let's see if this works. If this works, this is genius. I would invest in a company like this because that's brilliant. Just 1 scoop. It just says add a scoop. That's gonna last us forever. And the cool thing about it is that she said that it should keep your place mosquito free for up to like 3 years.
Wow.
With that 1 scoop, or maybe just with the whole big thing of it. But I'll go pour a scoop in it every once in a while. I'll have to ask her about that. Oh, let's read. What does it say on the back?
Smells good.
Does it smell good? Oh, don't inhale. You just smelled your face in it and smelled it.
It smells good.
All right, so this is definitely not something that you should just play around with. It's a Bacillus thuringiensis subspecies. So do not, so you gotta be safe with that. So fill them halfway with water and let's go stick them out there. All right, let's go hang them up. Okay, we definitely need to put one by the mulberry back there and by, I think, this pomelo. And then I think we should probably have one, should we have one by our back porch somewhere because that's where we get them the most.
Okay.
So where could we hang it up so it's kind of inconspicuous? Under there, right there, like right there, hanging on that little hook. Tell the kids to not play around with it or anything. Let's put one over here by the milking area because the kids get bit back here a lot. Trying to see if there, oh, there's this I can put it on. I don't know if it'll hold it. Yeah, it'll hold it. Okay, I got that one. Let's go back here now. Hang it up somewhere over there. And you hang it up in the tree. Wouldn't think you'd want it too high. High enough that the goats can't get to it. Hi, Luna. She sees Kevin pulling this branch. Watch out, the goats are coming over. Watch out for that bottom bucket. Yum, 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 yum. Man, these goats, they love mulberry leaves. I'll tell you what. Okay, last one in the pomelo tree over there. Uh-oh, it's really muddy under there. You're gonna have to find a way to hang it up without stepping in the mud. That's it, we'll let you know how it works. We have a whole jar of that, so I think we could put more buckets out, but it says 300 feet in between them. And if this takes care of our mosquitoes, that's amazing. All right, guys, so you know that duck that was struggling? You know, that can happen with ducks. They can have like problems with their legs if they're not getting enough B vitamins. But something else was wrong with that duck because it wasn't breathing very well. So Kevin actually had to put it down. So that duck is passed. And then, so we still have the 3 ducks. But Kevin has somebody coming by today to pick up those ducks because, well, we already had somebody scheduled to pick up all 4 ducks. And Remember we told you we had a friend that had a pond and we're like, oh, this will be perfect. So now she's only gonna pick up the 3. So we have the mom and the dad and then one of the babies. And that's it. So we're done with ducks and now we just have chickens and goats and sheep. And we're just really happy with that. We could never get them to stay out of the water. I think if we had a big pond or a river running through our property or something where they had water that they could swim in all the time, and a big pond I mean like a pond that they would swim in, because ducks really can mess up ponds by pooping in it so much. So we were never planning to have them in our pond area because that would just be like, that would just be insane. It would be so hard to keep clean. Maybe if we lived somewhere else it wouldn't be that big a deal, but in Arizona because of the heat it's hard to keep a pond really clean. So when you add other factors, like when you add fish, you're upping your risk of more algae, and then like when you're adding like ducks and stuff, you're upping your risk of it just gets more dirty. So we were never planning to put them in the pond in the beginning. So anyway, so now it's great. They can go out there, have fun there, and I think we're done with ducks. Not really a favorite animal of ours to raise, so back to real life here with chickens and sheep and goats.